Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 4. It's the start, and we're here in Brazil for what's going to be another wet qualifying. You might remember last season we had a wet race here, a very interesting one. And to start off the season, we're going to start under being wet. 17 driver grid for you today, here in Interlagos. And the first car is coming out on track. And it will be Killers, who is first to come out for the new season to set off a quali lap. We have 17 minutes of qualifying, and then a race to look forward to on this fine evening. And we've already had a 5-second grid penalty. I don't even know who was given that. But somebody's been given a 5-second grid penalty. If somebody would like to let me know who did happen for a collision with Tentun Stelling, the Ferrari driver. Who is the closest driver near to him? I've no idea who's got that penalty. But sure, we will find out, won't we? A few drivers on their laps, it's only intermediate conditions. We don't know whether that is going to change. Will this be the fastest lap of the session? Someone's gone off in Sector 2. I doubt they're backing their laps up in Sector 2. It was the Alfa Romeo Formula 1 who's gone wide. Being from Ireland, you'd think he'd be used to driving in these conditions. Turns out he's not. Slow Alfa Romeo Ferrari even, or Tentun Stelling with Marcos, not to be confused with Marco, the other Alfa Romeo driver. You can get your... Oh no, Homer's run off in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, he's out! Oh, Homer's out of the session. I'm missing everything so far. Marcus letting Tentun Stelling through. Het Camper, the brand new Red Bull driver, has gone quickest. He only signed for the team the other day after Barca left. Matthias, a reserve driver, in for the injured John J. Downey. Well, I'm guessing he's injured, I don't know. But he's gone second. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That is going to be... It's Joe. And that's what we're going to call him for tonight. It's Joe ran wide, or is backing up his lap. Rafa going nice and slowly. Ryan. Dart FIFA's gone quickest. He won our pre-season race in Russia by a landslide. And he is quicker, only by a 10th over Het Camper. And about a second over Matthias, who is running wide. SHO coming around to complete his lap. Our 3-time pole sitter, where can he go? It's only 4th and last. Not a wet weather driver, I imagine. Mimo 1, our first spinner on this wet track, he's trying to get around. Somebody's improved, and it is Rafa. He's gone 4th in the Mercedes. Oh, somebody's run wide. It's SHR, and there's a front wing going from there. He's not out. He can continue, but that's not going to help matters getting around this wet circuit. Formula 1 going slowly into turn 1. He's gone last, or what is last. He's 2 seconds behind the pole sitter, although he did have that spin on his outlap. Our Spaniard on the grid in Spanish colours, in his car. Where can he go? It's pole position, provisional pole position for Marcus. Still a fair few drivers who haven't set laps, that being Killers, It's Joe, Marco, Ryan, Tentoon, Stelling, Jay Sheets, Henners, he's coming around, he's on his outlap, and Van Raj. And why can't I get onto Van Raj? That's because they're in the pits, that's why. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, has somebody come off? No, nobody has. So far, the quickest with a 1:18.2. Oh, and Marcus has run wide. He's run very wide in sector 2. He's not on a lap, thankfully, and he is at. Is he okay? Does he know where the track boundaries are? Can we get a message passed on to Marcus there? That's a very big corner cut, indeed. Darth FIFA coming out to set a new lap. It doesn't look like conditions are getting any worse. Did that Ferrari just hit the pit lane wall? Conditions aren't getting any worse by the looks of things, but they're not getting any better. Still, only 8 laps have been set here. And we're back after that slight intermission. And nobody has improved. Oh, Marco has improved, but nothing quicker. And a request to show SHR during his lap. No problems about that. Here is SHR. Bit of a dodgy downshift. A yellow flag in sector 3. Somebody's run wide. SHR getting old. Shaky. Coming into one Kaio. We're back again, Rafa on a lap. Cameron box after getting a bit shaky going into the final turn. Is that Lorenzo who's improved? Yes, it is. A yellow flag in sector. It's a full course yellow. Somebody's crashed. It's Henners. Henners who has crashed. He is out of this session, but he has set a lap time. So he probably won't start last if it's Joe and Jay Sheets can't improve. Darth FIFA has beaten Marcus and has set a much quicker time. Can Marcus keep that position? Headcamp on his debut, running good so far in position 3. And Season 3 World Champion Lorenzo just passing out of Renault of It's Joe. Marco in P5, who was replaced last season by me actually. I replaced Marco last season. So he's back for Season 4. Ryan in the Racing Point. He is back. Tentoon Stelling running slowly on the main straight. Oh, he's run out of fuel. I think he's run out of fuel here. He has. We see this happen Van Raj here in Season 3. The Red Bull ran out of fuel coming around the last turn. Tentoon Stelling has run out of fuel, but he's made it back, just about back to the pit lane. You won't want to be doing that again. Matthias, the reserve driver, he is in P8, Killer's P9, who is currently in the pits, hoping to get his first podium this weekend. Rafa P10, SHO P12, which is disappointing for the McLaren man, but it is a wet race, you must remember. Mimolo coming into the pit in P13, he broke his front wing of the straight in his first lap, we believe, and that is why he was very slow. Van Raj in the Ferrari P14. It's Joe. It's Joe's been going around the track for about 10 minutes and still hasn't set a lap. I can kind of see why now. Jay Sheets never come around to complete his lap, and that is your 17 drivers so far. With drivers in the garage, a lot of them. Let's run through your lineups for this season. So cars coming out on track, but we'll run through your lineups for this season. So in Mercedes we have Lorenzo and Rafa, our Constructors Champions of last season, keeping their driver lineup. Ferrari and Red Bull have just, well, they had completely swapped, but of course Heathcamper is replacing Wallets for this season. Ferrari then is Van Raj and Tentoon Stelling. Alpha is Marco and Mimola. McLaren we have Marcus and SHR. Toro Rosso, we have Jay Sheet and Henners, an all-British lineup for the Italian outfit this season. Renault, we have what I call ELT because his confusing name, his username is confusing, and you can tell why I said confusing name. Racing Point, we have Jan the Man, your driver of the season last season, and Homer, who is out of this race. In Haas, we have Not Micro, GR, and Lauritus. You might remember Lauritus from this race last season, where he tried to go up the inside at that turn in an all-wet race, and let's just say that didn't end well for him. And on the Williams we have Quickster and Matthias. Back to the action, so, yellow flag. Just somebody backing up their lap. It is, in fact, Mimolo and Rafa getting a bit caught up. Can Mimolo improve from P13? And SHR's in the wall. That's the pit lane, I believe. He's Romain Grosjean, he's crashed in the pit lane. And that's going to screw up. And he's out. He is out, and that's going to cause a yellow flag. SHR out from the Brazilian qualifying. He's crashed in the pit lane. That's a disaster. And he is out of this race. And he's on the apex of turn 1 as well, which is a big mess. It's Joe has finally set a lap, 3 seconds slower than anybody, but it's a lap at least. Jay Sheets he might get out in time, still 2 minutes 14. Mima has run wide again. Van Raj coming down onto the retroposter. Yeah, the Ferrari driver's lap has finished. Killer's fairly slow as well. Oh, I forgot, are these all... According to me, these aren't on their outlap. Somebody getting really sketchy in the pit lane there. Rafa, mate. Somebody is going slow. It's Tentu Stelling. Another yellow flag in Sector 2. Rafa has given up on this session by the looks of things. Jay Sheets will continue. It's Joe out on track? He is. Now we'll try find who it is that we're gonna be go on board with for the final lap. That could have been an awful collision between Heathcamper and Tentu Stelling. Tentu Stelling likes to be last across the line normally. Who is first? Who is going to be our first man? I believe it's Lorenzo. A lot of backing up, and it is going to be Lorenzo, or will it be Marco? It's going to be Marco. So we'll stay on board with him. Coming around one Kyle is that clock. Would be the most famous phrase. And from there, Ryan's retired from the session. And I can't tell you what happened, because I don't know either. Oh, Darth Fifa's out of the session. He's crashed. Marco's out of the session. What's happening here? Marco has gone P2. Rafa's retired from the session. Well, he's in the pits, so that didn't affect him. Lorenzo coming around. It's his to take. Well, it's Heathcamper's to take as well, but Lorenzo's first. Yellow flag in Sector 1 and Sector 2, but here comes Lorenzo to complete his lap. Where can he go? Oh, he can stay 6th. Jay Sheets 15th. It's Joe 14th. Van Raj 11th. Tentu Stelling's into the wall. I don't think we're going to get any change. Heathcamper might be the only one to bump up a position here. And our last minute pole man SHR's out of this as well. Half the grid retiring. Tentu Stelling's got a 5th place grid penalty. If he don't already get one, Heathcamper goes P2. Remember, we do have that grid penalty from the start. Marco, this is his 2nd lap, I believe. Tentu Stelling crashed. We know he's not on a lap, so it is going to be Marco who's coming around, and he is going to compete. And he's coming into the pit lane. So that's it for qualifying here in Brazil. It's Darth FIFA who stays on pole position, even crashing. Heathcamper 2nd, and Marco on his return to DRC P3. And that was a very anticlimactic. Marco's garage is behind the line. Does that mean we're going to have to wait a minute and 40 seconds? It is. The Alfa Romeo garage is behind the finish line, which Marco hasn't crossed. There we go. The game has registered that Marco isn't going there for another lap. So there it is. It's the Belgian of Darth FIFA on pole position. The Dutchman of Heathcamper on his first ever well, it's a lot of people's first DRC race, but we'll leave it there. And the Portuguese of Marco on his return. It was Fireshoot Ryan who got the 5-second time penalty at the start. So he will start P9. Tentu Stelling also got a 5-second penalty. Anybody else on any penalties? No. It's Joe won't start last as Homer didn't set a lap. And Mima was saying it's going to be a dry race. Don't know how he knows that, but seemingly he does.
Now you can keep track of all the information.
And I apologise for any audio that did come out on that. Commentators have conversations too, seemingly, so that's exclusive audio for anybody watching, all 7 of you. Anyway, we're just waiting for drivers to complete their setups as we get on the grid. So, a couple of Het Camper fans in the comments, I see. Who are we even waiting on? I don't know. Everybody's readied up. Now, here's the new game while we're waiting. Which one of the drivers has bad internet? And I really don't know why we're waiting here, because everyone's finished. Okay, I've no idea what's going on here. Rafa has left the session. That's what's going on here. The man who set the session up. And somebody said it's probably Mimla Wood's internet. So, yeah, we'll blame him. Fire Shoot Ryan has left the session. Oh no, it's my internet. That is our internet. It's our internet. Yeah, and this is gonna have to be restarted because it isn't anybody's internet. The whole session has glitched. Now, of course, we do still have the grid. That is noted. I still have that. But yeah, this is probably going to have to be restarted, as Rafa has left the session and it's all gone. And no, Mimla, it isn't my internet. You wouldn't be watching the stream if it was my internet. Yeah, this is gonna have to be restarted. We still do have the grid anyway, but this might cause a bit of upset. Yep, a new lobby is being made. Mr. Rafa on the case here, so just a slight delay in this DRC Grand Prix. It's never a straightforward league, is it? Yes. Well, Rafa, if you do need the grid, I do have it here, because I'm more prepared than you are. Some nice lobby music there. Let Well, so we had the delay at the start of the session, we have one in the middle of it. So the lobby is being restarted because of Mr. Rafa. Well, that's who we're blaming anyway. And all the complaining about the qualifying going on. That's the only real problem with these intervals. And if Rafa would like to get a move on with this, that would be excellent. Oh, and I have just realised 2 drivers had 5-second grid penalties. Is that still going to apply? Probably yes. I would say so. I'd say it is. Rafa is sorting the grid out anyway. That is what he's currently doing, for anybody wondering. And we are. This is really an unseen for delay. Somebody. Some verbal complaints from inside the commentary box. Some aggressive fans, obviously. Somebody in the chat suggested we sing 10 green bottles. That's not happening, buddy. We are not singing 10 green bottles. Somebody has said, what the frick is the game that they're playing? It's F1.
sponsors.
Somebody asked, which driver am I supporting? I don't think I can really say. Obviously, I'd like my fellow Irishman, me and Malone, to do well, but if I say who I am supporting here, I think I'd be very biased. So, any suggestions to keep us entertained while Rafa is trying to get the grid ready? What is taking him so long, I do not know, but I'm going to get some inside information on that. Did we stream all 4 seasons? No, we didn't. Season 3 was streamed by somebody. It was somebody. Don't ask me what his name is. But Season 4 will be streamed. The majority of it anyway. But feel free to ask more questions. This could keep us a bit entertained. I'm trying to find out what was taking Raf so long. Someone has said, is this game still a bit of a sticky one? Some of the... I'm sorry, but I've just got a message now. Okay, we're back. Oh, we're starting. Terrific. But yes, some of the penalties are still a bit dodgy on this. Well done to Rafa. Everyone give Rafa a clap in the comments. Someone said I'm not giving Het Camper any luck. Het Camper's a very popular guy. Good luck, boomers. No. But Het Camper's not a very popular guy in this. Clearly not. Clap, clap, clap. Yes, very good. Somebody's given a clap. Somebody has clapped. Go Het. Why does everyone support Het Camper? Is Het Camper some famous guy who we don't know of? Questions will be asked. No. 66 comments. Wow. You're setting a DRC world record here. And here we go. Let's hope this doesn't break again, or this could be a very, very awkward few minutes if this breaks again. It's a dry race we see, so a good bit of racing action. $70 comments. I'd ask Rafa to get what is the record, but that'd probably take him 20 minutes. And we're nearly there. We're waiting on Mark. And we are on the grid for the formation lap. Let's get the professional voice back on, and we are go. Dark FIFA on pole position for his second race running. The first one was only a pre-season race, but of course it still counts. Het Camper P2 in the Red Bull, who is the most popular man right now. Let's go, Williams. Williams driver John J. Downey is on the stream, and we have got information on what happened. He's broken his leg and can't press his brake pedal. That's what's happened to him. Marco in the Alfa Romeo P3 on his return to DRC. Marcos is behind Marco. Try to get your head around that one. He is in the McLaren. Matthias P5 in the Williams driver, a reserve replacing the John J. Downey. Lorenzo in P6, our reigning champion, and this is only his second season in DRC. Rafa in P7 in the Mercedes, behind his Mercedes teammate. These two have a history of collisions. You may remember Brazil and Abu Dhabi and the pre-season Racing League Tour. Killers in P8 in the Red Bull. Looking for his first podium. Can he do it from P8 today? Van Raj P9 in the Ferrari. Fire Shot Ryan, who got vibe checked in qualifying. Not sure. Henners, who also crashed in qualifying. He is in P11. He's in P11. Maybe he didn't crash in qualifying. Mimla P12 in the Alfa Romeo. The Irishman who couldn't drive in the wet. That was pretty funny if I'm being honest. SHRCL P13, Tentoon Stelling 14, J Sheets 15, It's Joe 16 and Homer P17. I had to rush through that because we're on the grid. We are on the grid and it's Dark FIFA leading us. This could get hectic. Is there any red lights? Here comes the red lights. 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. We go racing in Interlagos. Dark FIFA gets an excellent start alongside Head Camper. Head Camper on the inside and tries one. But Dark FIFA just manages to stay. A collision, what looks like between SHRCL. Somebody's gone round. And I did tell you, it's Rafa and Lorenzo who collided. Oh no, it was Rafa and Matthias who collided. Damage most definitely for them. We go back to the action up the front. It's Head Camper looking to make a move on Dark FIFA stick. Another yellow flag. Oh, it's Henners. Homer's out. Homer is out. This is a double retirement for Homer this weekend. That's not good. Henners is down. We move back to the action up the front. Dark FIFA leads the way. 5/10 the gap. Marcos looking very. Okay. We'll move on. Lorenzo in 4th. It wasn't him that touched with Rafa. Marco had a bad start and has dropped 3 places. But we go back on board with Head Camper, our popular man in this race, who gets the slipstream on Dark FIFA up the hill and onto the second lap here in DRC. I was going to say Dark FIFA sets the fastest lap, but it was the first one. Can't make a move stick. Marcos looking through the Senna S's. Marco. And it is Killers on the back of Marco. Killers has got a good start. 2 places. Henners has retired from the session. 2 people who retired in qualifying have retired in the race, surprisingly enough. Oh, Marco makes a bit of a twitch, and there's going to be Killers coming back up on him. But Marco is a quick driver. We all know he is. Jay Sheets has dropped to last. It's Joe is up to P8. Oh my word. Mimla dropping a position to Ryan. Ryan on the back of SHRCL. Somebody's asked for an SHRCL on board. Here you go. He's coming up to It's Joe, who qualified 2nd last. Only from a retirement from Homer. Homer has left the session. Look, SHR is going to most definitely get the slip. Head Camper's dropped 6. What's happened there? Definitely had a spin or something. Oh, and Fire Shot Ryan, SHR on the inside, 3-1 Kaio. Up the straight they go, slipstream for SHR. He's looking to make a move. The SHR esports driver on Ryan. Joe, it's going to be a 3-way tangle. SHR can't make the move stick as It's Joe sticks in. A slight tap between It's Joe. It's Joe gets a bad exit and SHR is coming around back on the outside. A 5-second penalty for Jay Sheets. Jay Sheets has retired. We're not going to go to that for the minute. SHR has got all twitchy and just about keeps the car from hitting the Irishman at Mimla 1. And I'm hoping I didn't commentator curse in there, but I might have. Matthias gets past. Marco's got past Lorenzo. Racers side by side. Lorenzo hits him off. Head Camper gets through. It's all happening on this lap. And this is going to be... Killers gets past Head Camper. The Red Bull team is having a scrap. Hopefully it doesn't end up like Baku, Verstappen and Ricciardo. It's going to be the Red Bull teammates side by side. Head Camper and Killers down to the Senna S's. Switching in and out. It's Head Camper on the ends. Head Camper gets the move and keeps it to stick here. Oh, somebody's run wide. Oh, it's Lorenzo. Oh, it's Joe has retired from the session. I'm not sure what happened there, but it was probably going to happen sooner rather than later. And it's all happening! Move for killers! Doesn't happen! Marco and Head Camper both running wide. Tentoon Stelling getting involved. Tentoon Stelling on the inside of Marco. Marco runs wide. And down the inside goes Tentoon Stelling. Can he get it to stick? Yes, he can. Slight touch. Killers goes down the inside of Marco. 3-second time penalty from Liam LeWood. Multiple warnings. It's lap 4. How did he get that? Tentoon Stelling leads Head Camper and Lookington on a slow Lorenzo. Matthias Gamer has been given a 3-second time penalty. Of course, a lot of cars running wide on these first 3 corners. And here comes Head Camper. Gets the slipstream on Lorenzo. As Lorenzo pulls into the pit lane. Some damage for him. Of course, he's going to get jumped by a fair few people. Ryan gets through. Is Rafa going to get through? Rafa will. Will Mimler get through? He will. SHR also gets through. It was all happening on lap 4. And Cameron has a massive fan, but we'll go to him after the battle between Ryan and Killers. Killers is out. Killers is out. He spun just after turn 3. Killers is out of this Grand Prix. The Red Bull driver can't keep it in a straight line. Well, it was a corner, but he doesn't really want to keep it in a straight line. But he's out. And now we'll get you your Cameron on board. Rafa up to P7. And a bit of a battle developing between Tentoon Stelling and Marco. 2 very experienced DRC drivers. Here he comes, down the main straight and up the hill. 5 retirements so far. I will give you more of a Cameron on board. And around the outside goes Tentoon Stelling on fire shot. Ryan, can he just keep the move? Squeezes him out. And they've touched. Fire shot Ryan is around. Into the wall, front wing damage. That was very, very dirty from Tentoon Stelling. Stewart's Oren, Brady, and whoever the other steward is, I don't know. Going to have to look at that. That was not clean manoeuvres. Mimola's into the pits from early box. Lorenzo's been given a 5-second time penalty. A lot of penalties being handed out so far. We go back up the front to Dark FIFA, who, no, not Dark FIFA, that's Dark FIFA, who is sailing away so far with this Grand Prix. And in last position we have Matthias Gamer in position 12. Mimula 1, 11th, Raj 10th, Lorenzo 9th, SHR 8, Ryan 7th after a collision with Tentoon Stelling. Tentoon Stelling, speaking of the man, him and Marco, oh, it's the exact same thing, except they both keep it clean this time. SHR has received a 3-second time penalty, but Marco's on the inside, Tentoon Stelling's on the outside, and Marco can stay in front of the Alfa Romeo. What's happened to Ryan? He's just in the pits, nothing major. We know Tentoon Stelling is quick in the Ferrari this season, finished 3rd in the pre-season in Russia. Fire shot Ryan getting past Mimula 1 after. Oh, they're having a bit of a battle. Down the retroposta they go. Fire shot Ryan gets down the inside and gets the position. He runs, Mimula 1 hangs in there. Both side by side. Yellow flag in sector 3 is nothing major. And Ryan gets the job done. Mimula 1 runs slightly wide. Oh, big battle now between Marco, Tentoon Stelling, and Rafa. Rafa pulls to the inside, gets the job done on Tentoon Stelling. Somebody was given a 3-second time penalty. I believe it was Head Camper. But we'll go on board with Rafa as he's defending. No, he's attacking Marco. He pulls to the inside. Down into turn 3. Oh, they touch. But Marco's on the hard compound tyre. Did he qualify on that? It's amazing if he did. Oh, slight lock of the brakes from 10 to Stelling. Oh, Marco late on the brakes! He's touched Rafa! I don't think he's got damage though. Very first exciting 8 laps here. As they brake now, coming into the next turn. It's going to be attack and straight once they get through one Kaio. Manraj has been given a 3-second line penalty. And this is a 3-way fight for P4. It's going to be Marco and Rafa. As they come down into the Senna S's, not close enough. If one of them gets it wrong through here, it could be mayhem, and it looks like it's Rafa that's got this one wrong. We'll go on board with 10 to Stelling for this one, as he is close to attacking Marco. I know I promised I'd never say this, but it's slipstream shenanigans down the red for Pasta. 10 to Stelling, just not close enough. As they come around up to Ferradura. It's Rafa who leads this battle. We're not going to take our eyes off this one. Oh, another time penalty from Formula 1. He's having an awful race. Hasn't been great since Belgium last season, you'd have to say. We go back to this battle as they come around to Kaio, and up the hill they'll go. Marco chasing Rafa, 10 to Stelling chasing Marco. DRS is active. Do any of them have it? Surely they do. No, none of them do. Oh, slight run wide from 10 to Stelling. He's going to be dropping off the back of Marco. Slight run wide from Marco as well through the second section of the Senna S's. Down the retro Pasta. The first time I think nothing has happened in this race down that straight. We go back up to the front with Darth FIFA. Who's coming around to start lap number 11. Can all still change, a lot of racing to happen. Marcos in second, who was second here in a Williams last season. He's in the McLaren, however, for this one. Head Camper in third. He's a time penalty. We go back to our battle between Rafa, 10 to Stelling and Marco. Rafa's kind of pulled a stretch a bit. 10 to Stelling isn't really close enough to make anything happen here. Or is he? We're going to stay on board as they come through the Senna S's. Both getting it nice and tidy. And down the retro Pasta we go. Nothing happens there. We'll keep track of them. SHRCL 13, our 3-time pole sitter in P7. Lorenzo, 3-second time penalty, remember he's in P8, SHR has one too as well. He's in P8. Manraj P9, also with a time penalty. Ryan in P10, also with a time penalty. Nimla P11, with 2 time penalties. Matthias in P12, with a time penalty, but he's 38 seconds behind. And I'm not being mean to the man here, but it's a bit ironic that he's in a Williams. Oh, yellow flag! Something happened. Oh, Marco spun! Marco has spun from P4, coming out through one Kaio. SHR has spun! Is this National Sebastian Vettel lap? But they've all spun! Oh, Van Raj gets it wrong through one Kaio. What's going on here? Tentoon Stelling gets past Marco. Lorenzo and Raj, Ryan and Mimla get past. Oh! Collision! SHR's hit Mimla on the straight as SHR is coming into the pits. SHR comes into the pits after getting it wrong through Kayo and nearly hit Mimla 1. And Rafa's got a time penalty. Who doesn't have a time? I believe it's only our front two who don't have 3-second time penalties in this race. But a 4-second gap up front. Okay, Matthias may catch up to SHR here. No, I don't think he will. But Marco and SHR getting it all wrong on lap number 12. Which costed SHR more than Marco. I didn't really catch SHR, but when I did catch him, he wasn't facing the wrong way. And I think we can all say that's not what's supposed to happen. Let's ride on board. Tentoon Stelling's got a time penalty. So to only make SHR... What is with your time penalties? Let's ride on board with our leader, Darth FIFA, for a minute, shall we? And we've had two retirements. Head Camper and SHR are both gone. I don't know what's happened to either of them. But Head Camper was running in P. Oh, it looks like a crash. We're gonna go aboard with Mimla here, who's about to drive past him. Oh, his car has despawned, but it looks like he's crashed coming off this set of S's. Our leader Darth Beaver's into the pits. And he is going to come out in P2. Or will it be P3? No, Rafa's not close enough to pass him. Is that Matthias Gamer being lapped? It is. So, not a good race for him. A lot of retirements again in this Grand Prix. And the two fan favourites are both out of this race, Head Camper and SHR. And you better pick somebody else. Darth FIFA catching up on the lap car, Matthias. Matthias has not had a good race. And it's not that he's just slow. He's just not having a great race. Like I said, it's Marco who takes the lead. And our cars who haven't stopped yet is Marcus, Rafa, Tentoon Stelling, and Marco. Lorenzo, Raj, Ryan, Mima, and Matthias Game are all boxing. But we know Matthias isn't in the battle for anywhere, but Mima is having a battle with Ryan. It's not an on-track battle, but it is a position battle. Ryan is catching up with Raj, and Raj is catching up to Lorenzo. Marco isn't really catching up to Tentoon Stelling. And Rafa isn't catching up to the leaders. But I wonder if Marcus boxing this lap. He kind of has to if he doesn't want to lose too much time. He comes out to the final corner, he's actually gained on that. So if he can keep pushing at this rate, he could pull enough gap. The action dying down a little bit here as we watch the battle between the pit stops between Marcus and Dark FIFA. Ten Stelling. Catch up to Rafa for the battle for the final podium position. Rafa, remember, having a collision in the start. Ah, that's why Matthias Gamer is so far. I need a collision with Rafa at the start. That's right. And when Raj has to watch as Ryan is catching up. 1.3 the gap. Lorenzo's got another time penalty. I think she'll have an award for whoever gets the most time penalties. Be a fun one. Now this order could all completely change here, as everybody apart from our front two has a time penalty. Speaking of our front two, it's Marcus in the pits, in the McLaren. Can he get a quick stop? Let's keep on board with Dart FIFA, who is going to get him in the box because he's passed him now, I believe. Yes, he has. But what will the gap be? It's probably going to be the same. Rafa's also in the pits. Yeah, it's 4.7 is the gap, which is good for Dart FIFA, but it's absolute useless for us. You want a bit of on-track action, and they might have to stop again, depending on the tyres. Matthias Gamer could get in the way of Dart FIFA here. I doubt he will, but he could. Lorenzo has passed Rafa, who is in the box, and yeah, Matthias has just let Dart FIFA through. Oh, Ryan and Van Raj having a bit of a scrap here. Oh, a yellow flag in sector 2? What's that for? Absolutely nothing is what that's for. I think the steward's got a bit bored of the odd track action as well. We go back to Ryan versus Van Raj. Ryan versus Van Raj versus Rafa, by the looks of things here. As they come round the last corners, through Cairo, it's Ryan. It's gonna be Van Raj who gets the best one on Ryan for this. The slipstream and DRS is gonna come into play. Stuttery audio at the minute. Not sure what that is. Van Raj has just absolutely killed his pace going up the hill, which is not great. Ryan's got a time penalty. Lovely stuff. If the game manages to process the final results with the amount of penalties, I will be amazed. I really will. How's Beeble doing? We haven't gone on board with him in a while. Yeah, he's miles behind. Lorenzo catching up to Marco. Ah, they're all catching up after the pit stops. Given a lap or two and this could get interesting. Marco, oh, a big lockup. And it's getting interesting off the front as well. Marcus has just set the new fastest lap. Marcus has had a 2-stop. And a very good comment, if the race finishes under safety car, penalties will decide who wins. And in that situation it will be Dart FIFA, as he does grab a penalty. Neither does Marcus. Speaking of penalties, Van Raj has just got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. somebody else isn't coming into the pits. I thought they were. We go on board with Marco as Lorenzo down the retroposta he goes, pulls to the outside, tries to go around the inside, collision. Lorenzo's around. Marco and Lorenzo have had a massive collision, not a massive collision, but they've had a collision. And Lorenzo drops to 7th. He's the Sebastian Vettel of this league. He's always spinning Lorenzo. And whoever just mentioned about the safety car, you might be right. As Rafa is catching up to Marco. Marcus is catching up to Dark FIFA up the front, but we're not worried about that at the minute. How far is Rafa behind? 5/10, and he's got a much better exit than Marco. Here they go, up the hill. He pulls to the outside, Marco on the inside. Another camera angle, please. And Rafa gets the move done. Marco doesn't even contest it. Ryan catching up to these two. Lorenzo's into the pits again. He's on the soft compound tyre. I don't know what that was for. Rafa has guaranteed that place between Marco. Marco might have damage after that collision with Lorenzo, although I don't think he will. A bit of a battle could develop between Raj and... No, it's not them. They're a bit apart. Marco, who's closer? Ryan is closer to Marco. 3/10 the gap. He's gonna get the slipstream and the DRS going up the hill. There's the activation zone. There's the zone, and here's the activation zone. Here they go. He pulls to the left, to the inside. Ryan. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. That's really, really dirty by Marco. You can't do that. But Ryan is still down the retroposta. They go. They've touched. Oh no, it's the Ferraris here. They've touched. And they've touched again. Ryan has purposely crashed into him and he spun. Ryan has immediately left the session, undoubtedly in anger. And what was he doing there? Lorenzo's got another time penalty. Oh, word. What was Ryan doing there? I know he's out of the session now, but that's just purpose dangerous driving. Him and Marco touch coming out of the centre S's. So Ryan thinks it's a good idea to shove him in the wall. It didn't work. Marco's still in P5. Marco has P5 and Ryan has a temper. That's what we've learned out of that collision. Someone saying that was just too dirty. Yes, it was. That was very dirty. You can't have that. Miela's gonna get P6 now. He just glides through the ghost car. And Raj's gonna get P7. Who knows? Matthias might finish. Matthias will finish P9. Here's a bit of a challenge from Matthias now. Can he catch about a minute? How was Ryan coming into the pits? He wasn't even racing. Somebody else, Neemla's in the pits as well. He's putting on the mediums, I believe. Or the softs, one or the other. Lorenzo gets past Neemla and Ryan, which means only Matthias 1:08 behind Ryan. Marco lapping Matthias, and the gap up the front has come down to 1.9. Give Marcus Ilman on the move, catching up to Dark FIFA here. And he is catching. Coming up through sector 2. Oh, gets twitchy. Oh, that could have been his whole race over there if he wasn't careful, but he's a good driver. Rafa's got a time penalty. If anybody knows the lyrics to We Didn't Start the Fire, you could make a song on all the drivers' time penalties. just so many of them. Who thought strict corner cutting was a good idea? 1.8 the gap up the front. This is our only battle to look at. After Ryan versus Marco. More of a boxing match than F1. 1.7. Gap coming down all the time. Could be a really good fight till the end between our two leaders. Both racing VRL, I believe. That's not a good thing. Tentuin still running P2, 21 seconds behind Marcus. He's not catching up anytime soon. Marco 9 seconds behind Tentuin Stelling. Marco. That's Matthias in front. Matthias has unlapped himself. Fair play, Matthias. Oh, Marco stops. That was. Now that I think about it, will these two up the front have to stop? Not Dark FIFA. He's on the hards. But how many laps have they did on this set of tyres? Oh, Marcus already did 7. That was not going to have to stop. Another time penalty for Van Raj. Van Raj is going to finish about a country behind Matthias. The amount of penalties the driver has. Had Camper saying he's stupid. Somebody else got a penalty and I've just missed it. Just looking back on the screen here to see who it was. Lorenzo! Oh my! Lorenzo versus Van Raj, but who can get the most penalties? Raf's Tentuin Stelling makes his second stop onto the softs, which means Raf has passed him. Marco has got a penalty now. Headers has been watching this race since lap 1. And Marcos, I really need to get that up in my head. He's catching up. He can't run out watching the stream. Dark FIFA slowing down on this old set of hard tyres. They're older and slower than the set of boots of Marcus's. Marcus has got into DRS range of Dark FIFA. Whether Dark FIFA can pull that out before we get to the DRS zone. Here we go. 8/10 the gap as they come round into sector 3. One Mergulio and into one Tayo. Up the straight. Hopefully we get a good battle out of this. And Marco is not going to get... Marcus isn't going to get DRS. Marco's in the pits again. I don't know why, but he is. How many pit stops is that Marco has did? Oh, he's done just one, okay. And Marcus has received a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. This is really going to play into this battle here. So that means the only one without a penalty is Dark FIFA. This is going to get really interesting at the end, just counting penalties. 0.8 the gap, he's getting closer and closer is Marcus. And I wonder will any lapped traffic get underway? No, it won't. So, is Ryan back racing? Because he's gaining time. Anyway, that doesn't matter for this very moment in time, as Marcus is catching on Dark FIFA. Isn't going to be close enough this lap, I'd say, but He is getting there. No, he isn't close enough. He's piling on the pressure on Darth FIFA. He has a very old set of hard tyres. A lot of weaving and defending going on from Darth FIFA here. 0.4 the gap between the two leaders now. What has happened to Darth FIFA's pace? Never blame the hard tyres. They are awful. And they come around. Need a second two. Is that Marco? No. It's Mimela. Mimela's going to be lapped. Don't get in the way here, Mimela, or this could be a lot of arguments. Here they come, round into the final corner and on up the hill. Darth FIFA versus Marcus. 0.6 the gap. DRS will be in play for this one. But he's gonna have to do a bit of a move, as we all know Darth FIFA is a great defender. He stays in his normal racing line. Can they both get the corner okay? Yes, they can. Come down through the second part of the set of S's and onto the retro pasta. Marcus, DRS open. Hunting and closing and closing and closing, but not close enough. Darth FIFA's got to keep the position for this lap. A 3 second time penalty for Lorenzo. I swear he has like 12 penalties. Let's just ignore Lorenzo and his bad driving for a minute and we'll go back on board with Darth FIFA. Or back on board with Marcus even. As he's coming around, turn 13 I believe. Onto the final straight. 0.4, he's closer this time, and again DRS will be in play. Let's go on board with him for this one. He's in the slipstream. Darth FIFA. Is he gonna, he's not going defensive again. He's just gonna expect, and Marcos down the inside. Just can't get there, and oh no, there's lap cars in front. Down around the set of S's they go, and there's no stopping Darth FIFA. On Marcus, he's on the inside. Darth FIFA on the outside squeezes, but it's not gonna be Darth. And it is Darth FIFA. Oh, very twitchy from Marcus. True there, he's lost some time. Remember, Marcus has a penalty, but really, really good battling from these two. Very clean as well. Unlike a certain man I know called Ryan. Only it's his ghost car, but he's up to his enemy, shall we call it. Meanwhile, catching Lorenzo. And Marcus is further behind. It's going to be Mimela versus Lorenzo. It's just in front of Darth FIFA versus Marcus. Marcus is closer, a mistake from Darth FIFA through Bunkayo. And he gets the slipstream and the DRS. Darth FIFA trying to break the slipstream. Mimela's in the wall. What happened there? Our penalty man, Lorenzo Racer, has just swiped Mimela in the wall. I think. And we know them two don't get on anyway. This isn't going to help. But Marcus, now, catching Darth FIFA, but runs wide about 0.3 the gap. Oh, what happened to Lorenzo and Mimela? Marco's got another penalty, multiple warnings. Coming down through sector 2 into sector 3. 0.6 the gap. Darth FIFA slightly pulling away. But remember, Marcus to win has to get past and gain 3 seconds. So if Darth FIFA just going to hold him back for laps, for the more laps, closer, and Marcus is well behind on this one. He's not close enough. He's gonna have to try go as late on the brakes as he can through the center. Or is it dive bomb time? No, it's not. Look how close he's getting. Darth Vader really struggling on those tyres. And we go again down the retro pasta. Many incidents here today. Marcus is gaining, he pulls to the outside. But Darth Vader places the car exactly where Marcus doesn't want it and can hold the position. They're side by side, coming up through sector 2. The only man who's ever gone for a move up there is Lauritus, and he got hit twice. But Marcus doesn't care, he has to get the move done. Matthias has got a time penalty. Darth Vader placing the car exactly where it needs to be to not let Marcus get through. And we have 99 comments. Wow. Matthias has set the fastest lap in a Williams. He's just set the fastest lap in a Williams. Okay. And here comes Darth Vader, who has got the gap over Marcus. Marcus has to get the move done this lap. Yeah, and yes, he knows it too. He tries to dive bomb. Really good battle between the front two. And here he goes again. Attempt 4 or 5 this time. But again, Darth Vader just putting the car exactly. Marcus getting squeezed. He runs wide. And he can't get close enough. He is close. He's gonna have to go for a really, really bold move, either into one coil or into one of the corners up here, because he just cannot get past Darth Vader. That Renault just has the power to pull through in the corners. Darth Vader gets it right through there, but he's a lot closer this time, Marcus. He's gonna get the slipstream up the hill. Around they go to start lap number 35 out of 36. Marcus, remember, has to get 3 seconds ahead. Darth Vader very close indeed, but Marcus gets the move done. Down into the Senna S's, but the Spaniard takes the lead on lap 35 out of 36, but this isn't over yet. Darth Vader down the retro post, they're going to pull to the outside. Marcus squeezes, locks the brakes on one of the two. Not sure which one. He's still there, remember. Marcus better get his skates on and get 3 seconds ahead. Oh my word. Somebody tell Lorenzo to stop getting time penalties. He's got a cut. Lorenzo's going to finish in the USA if he's got so many time penalties. And some lap traffic ahead. I think that is the Ferrari of Van Raj. Yes, it is. And remember, now it's going to be Darth Vader's turn to attack. 20 laps done on this hard compound tyre. Both not getting the best of exits through that. As he's coming to gain. Marcus already has 0.4. There's no way he gained 2.6 seconds in one lap. He's not even going to get the chance there, because Darth Vader's going to go back down his outside. Marcus has made the mistake. Darth Vader squeezes him. The Renault and the McLaren having an amazing battle for the lead. And Marcus, he's got to get one last go. And he can't get it done. He's going to have to go for a mad move up here. And just hope Darth Vader makes a mistake to gain. Very, very twitchy driving under braking from Darth Vader. And this is really his final chance up into this next section, where if famously Hamilton hit Albon, Marcus has made the twitch. Marcus has got another penalty, and that's it over. Darth Vader is going to win this race, whether he doesn't win it on track. Actually, I probably shouldn't have commentated Curzon on lap 36. But none of my curse is gonna stop Darth Vader today, as here he comes down up the hill, that's good. For the last time, Darth Vader is your first winner of Season 4 DLC and wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Marcus finishes second. Battle between Tenjin, Stelling and Rafa for P3. Both probably have about 12 penalties each, but we'll find out later. And I don't think 10-2 and Stelling is going to get this one unless we have a drag race to the line, which we could well do. Marco's got another time penalty. And here comes 10-2 and Stelling, drag race to the line between 10-2 and Stelling and Rafa as they come up the hill. He goes high, Rafa goes low, Rafa gets 10-2 and Stelling gets the final podium position as Rafa has a penalty. And we're waiting on Van Raj to finish, the Ferrari driver, number 98. And the main man we're focusing on today is Lorenzo and his penalties. No, I'm joking, it is Dart FIFA, our first race winner in the Red Hot. He won the pre-season Grand Prix. And Van Raj finishes P5. Actually, Lorenzo has finished 8th. Is that with all his penalties? Here is your podium. It's Red Hot on top, McLaren P2, Ferrari P3. Number 14 of Dart FIFA lifts the Brazilian Grand Prix trophy. He didn't even lift it, wow. It's 2 Belgians in the podium and a Spaniard. Good day for Belgium. As your first race winner is Dart FIFA. Your full results, oh my word, that's a lot of penalties. Lorenzo, that's 18 seconds worth of penalties. And I better do this quickly. Dart FIFA is your race winner by 6 seconds because of penalties from Marcos the Spaniard in P2, 10-2 and Stelling P3, Rafa P4 after that complete mess up of the session, Van Raj P6, Van Raj P5, Marco P6, Ryan P7 after a very dirty move on Marco. Stewart will be investigating that one. Lorenzo P8, Matthias P9, and your non-finishers is Mimla 1, Head Camper, SHR, Killers, It's Joe, J Sheets, Henners and Homer. That's all from us here today at the Delta Racing community. We hope you enjoyed our Grand Prix here today, and goodbye.